Hi Taurus, this is Shah with Ariana Stark with your forecast for May 2026. I would like to thank you for your support in this journey. Now, these are the decks lined up for this reading. I will use Love Oracle, Divine Messages Oracle, even the Ideal Tarot for your reading this month. For a personalized reading as well as for deck purchase, feel free to reach us at the email address given below, Taurus. Let's just keep them aside and get down to your reading. Now, the overall energy from the Ideal Tarot, I do have the World card. Now, this talks about completion of a cycle. Possibly you're also someone who is going to feel content. But sometimes we become a bit avaricious, we become a bit greedy. So avoid that as it could lead to your undoing. Someone could also be undermining your position at work, trying to pull the rug from under your feet, but then you do have the support. Basically, the world is at your feet. I'm also picking up that unwanted attention could also be on the cards for Taurus this month, so be mindful of that. Let's just keep this aside for now. Now, the final days of April stepping into May, I do have the Five of Pentacles. This means that you were concerned about finances. Maybe someone had left you in the cold. So that is also something which was bothering you. You also needed to negotiate. Sometimes we do something untoward and we hide our face. So that is also something which was on your mind. Others may have been unwilling to take charge. Money gadget issues as well as paperwork was your priority. In essence, I think, Taurus, you needed to let go of what was not yours because that ensures peace of mind. Obstacles to overcome this month or the challenges. I do have the High Priestess. Now, she's a very intuitive lady, but it's possible that you're not going to pay attention to your sixth sense. You can expect a lot of activity, so you have to be up and about, but then take everything with a grain of salt. You also need to be there for others because they are going to be very demanding. They expect you to help them out, but sometimes people can be ungrateful. It's a thankless world. Nevertheless, you do have the capacity to help others, so the universe is always going to be rewarding your good intentions. Influences for this month, I do have the Queen of Swords. She's a very aloof, business-like, professional lady, so you're going to be someone who is going to be focused with respect to your work. Maybe you're also going to ignore people, especially of the opposite sex. They may be trying to get your attention, but you are not going to give anything away. Clients could also haggle for your services, but you're going to be very determined. You're going to be firm while dealing with them. Expect your schedules to go haywire. In essence, I think, Taurus, you're going to do the groundwork for the future. Your focus is also going to be on spiritual cleansing this month. The first 10 days of May, I do have the Ace of Cups. This talks about new beginnings, but then if you have taken the initiative, I think you need to keep at it quietly because sometimes we get a bit hassled and unnerved. You have to be flexible and make time for tasks that arise. Possibly, Taurus, you should also ask for your dues. Also, you need to weigh your words carefully because ego can also mar your relationship. So avoid misunderstandings. I think you should focus with that Queen of Swords on your work. Some work can also be cancelled, so you have to deal with it. I think you're also going to be very firm as a boss or the leader of the pack. You're not going to give in to what your juniors want in case they want you to make allowances. Be flexible with respect to timings. I think you will want deadlines to be met. 11th to 20th May, I do have the Ace of Wands. Again, this is talking about new beginnings. You also need to be careful because people could let you down here. There could be technical work or paperwork which is going to be keeping you preoccupied. I think you do have the energy or the drive to get ahead. There could be also calls for an interview, but like I said, you should Be very careful, because sometimes we have those rounds, we think something will come about of our plans, but nothing materializes. Don't allow anyone to take you for a ride. Short-term gains can be there. Look at the long-term future. Health concerns could also be there for some Taurus this month. Technical challenges, so gadget-related issues could also crop up. With two aces, it talks about employment opportunities too. I do have Lenormand's anchor, which is talking about stability. You do want a stable foundation for the future. And with the World card, which is the overall energy for this month, I think you can achieve that. The final days of the month, that is 21st to 31st May, I do have the Page of Swords. Now, this is a person who is very resolved. This person is very driven. This person is going to take the bull by the horns and is going to achieve his or her ends. I think even if your loved ones could question their decisions, you are going to be very resolved. You want to travel out of town for higher education or with better prospects, and this is the time to do so. Your loved ones may think that they don't have deep pockets, but then you will somehow make it. Somehow, things do fall in place. It is going to be an activity filled month and you have to prioritize. You also need to look closely to avoid mistakes. Secrets could also come out in the open. With the base chakra, the root chakra from the angel therapy deck, it means that you need to focus on strengthening your root chakra, because this is the foundation of our material needs. Maybe you are having issues with respect to the base chakra, like anal lump or anal fissure, because you could be insecure about your financial condition. From the Divine Messages Oracle, also have the card Graceful Surrender, Admit and Confess. So in case there's been a mistake, there is no point covering up on your flaws. There's grace in not being ego driven. There is grace in rising higher than the situation, because it also allows for our soul's ascension. With respect to your love life, I do have the card My Other Soul. In all likelihood, you and your person will realize that it's a soul bond, that the two of you are connected. You can pick each other's vibrations and sensations very easily. It's a soul bond. With the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, there is going to be a lot of physical attraction. Even unwanted attention is something which I picked up earlier in this reading. So be mindful of your body language which you're displaying, because some people tend to take it otherwise. Reconciliation is also on the cards for some Taurus this month, so give that person a chance. Maybe that is why the card Graceful Surrender, Admit and Confess. If you have heard or if you have had a misunderstanding, this is the time to offer the olive branch to make peace. I also have this card, I don't know how I feel anymore. For some of you, this could hold true. Maybe you don't want the relationship to go the distance, because the Five of Pentacles did come up in your reading. So that is something, or you may have been left to your own devices by this person. That is why you don't know which way to go. You're at the crossroads with respect to a connection, or romantic connection for that matter. I think, Taurus, you need to weigh the pros and cons, because there will be other suitors this month. I think you should take your chances with the opposite sex in case you want the relationship to make any headway. I think you should give others a chance, because I do have the Page of Swords. This means that someone is definitely going to seek your attention this May 2026. I hope, Taurus, you liked your reading. This is Star with Ariana Stark. Do give us your feedback in the comment section. This is Ariana Stark signing off. Take care. Bye. Till the next time.